Each of us sleeps in his favorite position. But before we talk about the positions in which it is best to fly into dreams, let's figure out at the beginning what sleep is in general and how it affects our body. Sleep. What is a sleep? This question is one of the most mysterious for mankind. Although at first glance the answer seems obvious. Ask anyone and he will say, sleep is rest. The body sleeps, the brain rests. But not everything is so simple. As soon as neurologists had electrophysiological research methods and scientists were able to record the activity of neurons in the cerebral cortex, the secrets of sleep were revealed to a person. It turned out that during sleep, neurons don't rest. On the contrary, they work even more actively. What for? While we sleep, the brain repairs our body. It establishes relationships with internal organs. But how much sleep do you need for your body to recover? Sleep is necessary to restore spent strength and energy, the nervous system, strengthen the immune system, normalize metabolism, and reduce the risk of developing many diseases. Sleeping a little is bad, but sleeping all day like cats is also not very good. The average sleep rate for an adult is 7 to 8 hours a day. Scientists have found that saving on night rest significantly affects human health. Less than 5 hours of sleep per night increases the risk of heart attacks by 45%. And when you switch to a 4-hour sleep, the body begins to absorb glucose more slowly, and the risk of diabetes increases. Now that we know what sleep is and why it is so useful, let's decide for ourselves in what position is best to fall asleep. After all, that's what we're here for today. Which position is recommended to sleep in? As a rule, a person does not think at all which position for sleeping is considered the most useful, and sometimes he does not even know in which of the many positions he usually falls asleep. However, doctors say, the right position for rest is the key to good health and the prevention of numerous diseases. Let's see which of the poses has more advantages over others, as well as what are the pros and cons of each of them. This information will help you take a different look at your sleep and choose exactly the position that suits your body. Pose number 1. Position on the back. Sleeping on your back is considered the most natural and beneficial, and therefore recommended by doctors. In this position, the person relaxes as much as possible, and his spine is in an even, comfortable position, without twisting anywhere. In this position, a person is able to restore his strength as much as possible after a daily load. If you suffer from heartburn, then sleeping on your back with a slightly raised headboard is ideal for you. This position eliminates squeezing of the stomach and will not allow acid to rise to the esophagus. Sleeping on your back is also very beneficial for people with scoliosis and with heart disease. Such a rest is good for the prevention of osteochondrosis and, surprisingly, for the prevention of wrinkles. The thing is that lying on your back, your face does not contact the pillow in any way, as a result of which wrinkles, dents and folds do not form on it. However, there is one drawback. As you may have guessed, this is snoring. Unfortunately, a person is prone to snoring in this position. This happens because during the light sleep phase, the muscles of the airways relax, the tongue leans against the wall of the throat, and you can start to snore and your breathing will become heavier. Therefore, people suffering from bronchial asthma or obstructive pulmonary disease should not sleep on their backs. It is not recommended to sleep in this position for pregnant women for a period of 20 weeks or more. The uterus at this time already has a fairly large size and, in the supine position, is able to pinch the lower artery of the expectant mother, which will complicate blood circulation. It becomes more difficult for the heart to pump blood, and both the mother and her unborn baby are exposed to discomfort. However, infants, on the contrary, should only sleep on their back until they are 6 months old. It is very important what pillow you sleep on. While sleeping on your back, the pillow should be of medium height and moderately soft. It is important that it supports your head, but in no case lifts it too high. The mattress should maintain the natural curves of your spine. It is bad if the mattress is too hard or, conversely, too soft. Basically, those who like to sleep on their backs are recommended orthopedic mattresses of medium hardness. Pose number 2, position on the side. This is the ideal position for pregnant women. On the side, a person is also not prone to snoring, since the airways in this position do not close. Sleeping on the right side is considered the best position in terms of health. Sleeping on your side in the so-called fetal position is the most common sleeping position, which is also the most natural and beneficial for humans. When a person sleeps on the right side, the heart works more freely than in the position on the left side, nothing presses on it. Sleeping on the right side has a calming effect on a person. The pulse evens out better than in other positions. Sleeping on the right side is good for digestion because the pylorus is on the right. Food passes well from the stomach to the intestines. If you are overweight or lie down with a full stomach, then in this position your stomach can press on your right side, food can enter the esophagus, which will cause heartburn. In this case, it is better to sleep on the left side. Lying on your side makes it easier for some to fall asleep while hugging a teddy bear or pillow, or putting a pillow between your knees. This creates a sense of security. If you sleep on your side, choose a pillow that is high enough and firm, as it should fill the space between your shoulder and ear and support your neck well. The height of the pillow should be equal to the width of your shoulder, the segment from the base of the neck to the shoulder point. On average, the height of such a pillow will be 12 centimeters. Pose number 3, position on the stomach. Many doctors call this position the most unhealthy and incorrect. During sleep on the stomach, the face is pressed into the pillow, and the neck is in a half-folded state. For this reason, one of the arteries is pinched, and the blood supply to the brain damages noticeably. It is worth mentioning the breathing during sleep. In the position on the stomach, the lungs are squeezed, which cannot open fully when inhaled. Less oxygen enters the blood, and your heart, instead of getting rest, works in an enhanced mode. If you have osteochondrosis or atherosclerosis, the position on your stomach is also not the best variant for you. Sleeping on your stomach puts pressure on your bladder, preventing you from getting quality sleep, and the constant squeezing of the female breast will lead to the fact that over time it will lose its elasticity and attractiveness. However, in defense, it is worth saying that in this position, as well as in the side position, a person is not prone to snoring. It is recommended to sleep on the stomach for people with intestinal colic and increased gas formation. Also, lying on your stomach, you eliminate the squeezing of the kidneys, so the body is cleansed much better and more efficiently. It is believed that sleeping on the stomach creates favorable conditions for straightening the intervertebral cartilage, and is also recommended for the prevention of ulcers and gastritis. The main rule is not to sleep on your stomach if you have just eaten. A pillow for sleeping on your stomach should be soft, elastic, as thin and flat as possible. The head should lie flat, and the fragile cervical vertebrae should in no case be pinched. As it turns out, every sleeping position has its advantages and disadvantages. And if you are used to sleep in a certain position, you do not need to immediately relearn how to fall asleep in a different position. If you often roll over from one side to the other, and change your body position several times a night, but this helps you wake up rested, fresh and full of energy, then trust your body. There is no single clear recipe for health for all people. If in the morning you do not suffer from pain in your back or neck, your muscles do not numb, and your head does not hurt, this once again confirms that you sleep exactly the way your body needs. Well friends, that's all for today. Subscribe to the channel. Put likes and write in the comments below what position do you sleep in. See you soon.